Karen with karenscookies.net, and this is part 2 of our 1 Cookie 5 Ways series. In the first part I showed you how to outline and fill in with a buttercream frosting. This is quite similar. It's the same frosting, it's the meringue powder buttercream. It's that thicker consistency like a traditional cake decorator's buttercream. But in this way we're going to show you how to glaze the cookie first so that you've got some smooth background, and then outline and fill in over your glaze. So what we do first, I want my glaze to end. I don't want the whole cookie glazed. And so what I do is I make a dam with the white frosting because I'm going to be glazing in white. So I just make just a little line. Now the glaze, there's a tutorial on my website, karenscookies.net, for how to make glaze. So if you want to go check that out. But this is already made. And what it is, it's the same exact frosting. I just watered some down with just a few drops of water. So it's kind of almost like school glue consistency, quite runny. And it will separate a little bit. You need to stir it a little bit before you use it. I'm going to scoop some on there with my spatula and spread it on. You just I kind of keep my spatula at an angle and just kind of wipe on the edges so that to kind of stop it from dripping down the edges. I'm going to push that right up to the line where I made that dam. And don't worry about it being too smooth because it will smooth out for you. If it doesn't, then you've got your glaze a little bit too thick. Just add some water and it'll fix that. So now I just go through, I've kind of did a little swipe over the whole thing. Now I'm evening out the edges. And that's it. Now I want that to dry completely before I start my other decorations. And so I've got one already. This is one that has dried. Now just like I did in part 1, I'm going to go ahead and outline in black with a number 2 tip. And again, if you didn't see part 1, I try not to let my tip touch the cookie too much, except when I'm touching down and taking off. That way the frosting just kind of falls where it needs to go and we get nice straight lines. Now I messed up, that's okay. This is why it's good to have the glaze dried. I've got a little clump in my tip that's clogging it up. I've got this little, what I call a boo-boo stick, which I love for so many ways. And in part 2 and 3, I'll show you some ways that I use it. But it also is a great tip cleaner outer. So if you get a clogged tip, just do that. And then you can just pick up where you were. It's okay if it's not perfect. You can also just scrape that off. I'm not going to take the time to do that. If you really wanted to, because this is dry, you could scrape that off and use a damp paper towel to kind of rub off the spot where it was. You'll never know. Do my outline. Now this is cool because part of it will be textured and part of it will be filled in. Part of it will be glaze, so it'll be smooth. And everybody will wonder how you did it. Get my basket on there. Okay, so I'm going to go back and fill in, again with a little bit larger tip. I usually outline with a 2, but if you are having a hard time with the 2, you can go larger. And then I fill in with a 3 or 4 usually. Just going to do some long fill-in strokes here. And some, oops, didn't mean to do that. make sure you grab the right color. Let's do blue. We're just keeping it real here. Okay. Okay, and then I'll make my basket red. Oh, got another clog. Clean that out. Oops. Okay, and there we have the finished product. It's a combination of glaze and a buttercream fill-in. You've got some different textures and it adds kind of some interest, and it's fun and easy to do.